It's Manny here. We're gonna be shooting a little interview video with my buddy Joseph. He owns a 2018 STI. I got my other buddy John over here doing his exhaust over here. Let's take both cameras, I guess. My geyser. You guys might know him on Instagram as FA24Ghost.
Joseph, small correction, 2020 STI.
2020.
No big deal.
My bad.
Deal. I ain't had money for that long.
No, my fault.
How you guys doing?
He's a good friend of mine. We work together and stuff of that nature. I actually linked up with him, and we went to a couple of Subi meets and stuff like that. His group, 845 Subi, shout out to them. They do a lot of community stuff and host a lot of stuff in the Hudson Valley, the Fishkill area, and stuff of that nature.
Well, we had our season opener 2 weeks ago. Good turnout, small cars and coffee. We had about 120 people show up. I think our next big event is probably going to be Wicked Big Meat in Connecticut.
Nice.
I don't know what else we have planned. We're still working on trying to get events scheduled for the year.
Nice. And any type of mod list, any type of, anything done?
It's a simple daily driver. I've got a catback exhaust from AWE Tuning, NK TR6 wheels. Other than that, nope. It's daily driver. I'll let it get me around.
Comfortable.
Yeah, very.
Future goals, future mods, future anything you want to do on it.
Well, yes, actually, I'm still right now. I got like another 2 years before the car is paid off. After that, it probably won't stay a daily. I'd be looking to garage it and make it a weekend car. I have a goal in mind. I'm looking to get 350 wheel horsepower out of it. Anybody who is familiar with the VA platform knows that it's a kind of a crapshoot to get even to that point. You're looking at fueling and probably a bigger turbo. You know what I mean? Like it's a big job for a small return on investment. Yeah. But I just want to make the car a little snappier, a little more fun.
So what would be like an around? Let's just throw a spitball around, like an around cost for something like that, like just for the people at home and stuff like that. Obviously, people know some things about it, but like where you're trying to go, what do you think the how do you want to say the total would be for that?
Well, with new fuel injectors and fuel rails and a bigger turbo, you could probably get. I mean, the Cobb 20G turbo is like $1,300. But if you wanted to, pull a little more from the turbo, you go with like an FP Black, which is like the largest stock location turbo you can use for the car without going with a rotated setup. The fuel is the big one. The fueling is the big one. You would need fuel pumps, fuel rails, injectors, new fuel lines, everything. Yeah. You probably want to go look at the flex fuel route so you could run, run ethanol.
And what is that? That's by Cobb, right?
Yeah, the one I would look at is from Cobb. Okay. But for that alone, it's going to be like $2,500 just for the fueling.
Okay.
All said and done, probably like $7,000, and that's like just parts. You know what I mean? That's not the install and the tune and then
Mm-hmm. Are you looking to get dynoed, or are you gonna do?
I actually would like to go get tuned by Prime Motoring.
Okay. That's in Jersey, right?
They are out of Jersey. Yep. I know a couple people that have been tuned by them and had really, really, really good results.
Nice. Oh yeah, that's dope. It's a little more expensive than the VB here. So when did you discover your passion for cars? What was your let's make that more of a detailed answer. Like obviously when did you discover it, but like what car brought you to that? You're like, damn, I want an STI, or I want, what I mean, whatever the case is.
I've wanted an STI since before I was old enough to own a car. I've wanted one of these since I was 14 or 15 years old. They had just come to America at the time, and it's something I've always wanted and could never afford until 2020 when I bought that. Yeah. But it's just always been a dream car. It's a $50,000 dream car.
$50,000
$50,000 dream car.
Yes, sir. Just real quick too. I see your hat. What does that stand for? VSC. I know,
VSC
but
is
for the
Vermont
people.
Sports Car. Um, Subaru Motorsports USA is based out of Vermont Sports Car.
Hmm.
We went down there. When did we do that Vermont trip? We went to Vermont.
Oh, you guys were, yeah, in the snow. Yep, yep.
Yeah, we got stuck up in the Vermont mountains in a freak blizzard.
That shit was
But
sick.
the cars handled it. They did what they were supposed to do.
Hell yeah,
But
Subaru Tings, boy.
no, we had a tour of Vermont Sports Car. We got to meet Bucky Lassick
Nice.
and they gave us a tour of the shop, and we looked at some of the stuff they have upcoming. We
Sick.
saw a few of the builds they had sitting around the shop. It was a really cool experience.
Project Midnight wasn't there, was it?
Project Midnight was there, but they were prepping it for an event and they had it closed off. We weren't even allowed to see it that day.
Yeah, man, I want to see that shit. That
Yeah.
shit would be nice.
Well, actually, we just saw it at the New
the
York Auto Show. They had it on display right in the front of their their whole gallery there.
nice. And where's that at? It's obviously in
that
New
was
York,
at the
but-
Javits Center. I don't know if it's still running. It might still be running. The New York Auto Show was running for a few weeks, but yeah, it was at the Javits Center in Manhattan.
Okay, that's dope. Dope. Do you recommend to somebody to go? Or
Absolutely. Even if
is
you're not into performance cars, they had every manufacturer you could think of there, from Toyota to Rolls Royce. They had
All
something on display
right.
showing you what whether they be classic cars or upcoming projects, concept vehicles. It was a really really fun day for anyone who likes cars in any capacity.
That's sick. That's dope. I'd like to go to that too. I heard of that as well. What car meet would you consider the best and why? And when I mean car meet, I mean bigger, like Wicked Big Meat, Subi Fest. What are the other ones? I don't remember some of them. I'm not gonna lie to you.
All of the
And they don't have to be Subarus, neither.
right. Well, I mean, being that 845 Subi is a Subaru car club,
Mhm.
those are the ones we spend the most time at, because they're hosted by Subaru. But of the ones I've been to, my favorite is Boxerfest. That one's held every year in York, PA. This year it's going to be in September. I don't know the exact date. But it's right in the York Fairgrounds. It's a beautiful venue, and Subaru puts on. They do a lot of work putting on these shows. They bring their drivers. They bring Travis Pastrana and Scott Speed and Bucky Lassick and their co-drivers, and they set up racing simulators for you to compete with the drivers. And they have an annual Beat Bucky challenge, which two of our club members have beaten Bucky like the last 4 years.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and they're sick. Some of the guys that do that sim racing are. You put them in a real car and it's like they never even, like it's sick. Yeah, it really is sick.
We only go to Wicked Big Meat and to Boxerfest because they're local.
You guys go to Clean Culture.
Well, yeah. Oh, if you're talking about not hosted by Subaru,
I'm just saying
I think
general.
Clean Culture puts on the best car shows.
Oh, okay.
They started, locally. They're from New York, but now they're putting on shows in Japan. They do whatever they want. Their shows are really big now.
Oh yeah. For me, I'm on the Clean Culture side as well. I like all the Subaru, the Subi Fests and all that good stuff as well. But it is cool to go to other ones and see what's really out there and what other builds are like. The Honda guys are killing it out there. I see a bunch of the Super guys are going crazy now. 1,000 wheel, it's crazy. People are doing pretty much anything and anything to reach that number. Do you feel the car community is falling apart or getting better? Because unfortunately, we have the takeovers that are happening here and there. So now cops are not necessarily letting us just hang out anymore. They're like, oh, there's more than 3 of you guys. Get out of here. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's
well, the takeovers ruined it for everybody. But
as far as the community,
yeah, because I mean, it just if you just want to go hang out and have a good time and look at what people are driving. As soon as somebody starts doing donuts in the parking lot or doing burnouts or something, it gets shut down immediately.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff doesn't fly for long. So I would say that the takeover scene kind of ruined it for everybody. But if you're willing to organize, if you're willing to go, a more legal route, we recently got permission to use a lot. It's a Dunkin' Donuts in I want to say it's Fishkill. I'm really not really.
Oh, the one where you just hosted at, right?
Yes.
Fishkill.
We recently got in contact with the people who own the lot, and we're getting permission to use the site. So now, you know what I mean? It's not a takeover at that point. It's an event hosted at that site.
Yeah.
And it's a little more work, but it allows you to go do the things you want to do and not get shut down by the police.
Hell yeah. So if anybody's watching locally, just so you know, Fishkill, Duncan. Only 845 Subies hosting there though, just so y'all know. I mean, they have other people that, they collab with and stuff like that. And a bunch of people come out, don't get me wrong, but like if you see a meet there, it's them.
Almost always.
Almost always, yeah. But one of the questions that I know you were eager to answer for the most part was the equal length versus unequal length headers. So obviously, as we all know, the VB comes with equal length headers, and the STI has unequal length. That's where the rumble comes from. So, what's your take on that as far as efficiency? I suppose we can go forever on the topic.
Well, yeah. I mean, it boils down to two things: what you want out of your car. Like I said, my car's a daily driver. The unequal length headers don't hurt me at all. They make the car sound great.
Mm-hmm.
You should absolutely do it, even if it's for the VB. If you want to swap out the equal length headers to get more of that, that Subaru burble,
Mm-hmm.
go for it. But if you have any sort of aspirations for horsepower, if you're looking to pull some real performance out of your car, the equal length headers absolutely help you clean it up. So it doesn't matter whether you have a VA or a VB, just build for your goal. If your goal is you want your car to sound better or look better, and unequal length is fine, but equal length is undoubtedly better for performance.
Awesome. So that was something that's like a big talk of the town, like for sure. Because a lot of people, oh, you gain 50 horsepower, you gain 10 horsepower, you lose. And then on yours is what, cylinder 4 or something like that?
Yes, yeah. You need to look at getting some extra cooling for cylinder 4.
So that's what I was like trying to figure out as far as for the VB, if that, affects that in any way, shape, or form.
Most likely would, yeah.
Most likely, right?
Yes, 100%.
Sheesh.
You would want to look at cooling options for cylinder 4.
So that's good to know. Other than that, I mean, I would love to have the unequal length. I'm not gonna lie to you. I actually been looking at the Nvidia.
Mm-hmm.
It's for the VB, obviously, but they seem to be the most solid at the moment as far as JD Muscle.
JD Muscle came out with one. I think they were the first to do it, actually.
Yeah.
I know Nvidia did it, and don't quote me. I think Killer B might have one.
Yeah, maybe. I believe. Actually, yeah, I think they do. Actually, because Grimspeed came out with the equal length header. If you had an opportunity to get sponsored by a company, what company would you want to be sponsored by?
You just mentioned them, but Overtake.
Overtake.
They're a grassroots company. The owner Justin Grimm recently branched. He left Grimspeed and started Overtake, and to do all the same things that we love Grimspeed for.
Mm-hmm.
So we've always had a lot of love for Grimspeed, and more accurately for Justin Grimm and his team. And I think it'd be a fantastic company to get sponsored by in any capacity. And they're offering sponsorships right now.
Absolutely. Yeah, they are actually all over the place. They have, I believe he was talking about the influencer sponsorship. They have racing sponsorship. They have, that was it.
Community sponsorships, if you want them to sponsor like events, if you want them to pop out to events, they even do that. So if you're holding a big enough event, you could have the Overtake team out there.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
If you guys are into figuring out or wondering what happened between that whole situation, there is a post on their YouTube. I will try to find it and post it somewheres here, somewheres. But that's if you're interested. I mean, it is really sad, but got a good company out of it. Got another good company out of it, If you had a chance to meet a YouTuber, who would it be and why?
Oh, definitely Manny Fresh.
Yeah, appreciate you.
No,
we're not there yet, but yeah.
No, I think personally, just from the amount of time that I've spent looking at cars on YouTube, being a big, Subaru fan, I would have to say probably Smedia.
Hell yeah, me too. Not gonna lie.
He does everything with his cars I wish I could do with mine. You know what I mean? I watch almost, not all, sorry, Smedia.
You got a lot of videos, dog.
You have a lot of videos. I watch almost every video he posts, especially if it's relevant to what I'm doing with the VA. But he makes fantastic content. He seems to know what he's talking about, and he's been doing it for a really long time. And I'd like to meet him.
I agree. That would be my person as well. I have a couple other people, but they're not necessarily. Anywho's, yeah, Smedia would be my bottom line as well. He's freaking awesome, though. I'm not gonna lie to you. And that's where I started watching the Subaru content and stuff like that, because he introduced me to him and stuff like that. And he just seems like a really genuine dude. I don't want to like talk too much on him because I don't know the guy or anything like that. But as far as from his videos and stuff like that, he's in depth. He'll teach you whatever you need to know. And as far as messaging him, like on his lives and stuff like that, he answers whatever he.
Yeah, he's very he interacts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. That's what I was like for interaction. Shout out your Instagram, something.
My Instagram is just my name. It's at Joseph Turrentine. Keep it simple.
Yeah, Mr. Joseph Turrentine.
Yeah. But keep a lookout. 845 Subi's always doing something. We like to collab with other car clubs, other groups, and get eyes on the community. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah! Like again, shout out to 845 Subi because that's his car club and stuff like that. They were very 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 welcoming when I got my Subaru. I pulled up with Joseph and they were like open arms, yo, what's going on? So if you guys are looking for just car people to hang out with, so on and so forth, I definitely hit up Jason. I mean, it's the 845 Subi page and stuff like that, and give them a like and a follow, man. And if you got a Subaru or you don't really need to have a Subaru, just hit them up. You'll see. Yeah, for sure. They're pretty dope guys.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. But I think that'll wrap it up for the most part.